All right, folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments, and today we're doing a throwback video. It's been a while, and this is being filmed in June of 2024. Depending on the market and my schedule, I'll kind of publish this video when I have a day I can't film a video, and we'll kind of just have kind of a conversation with you all and let you all see something different. So we're going to go through. I'm going to share a couple small collection buying videos that have gone on. These are kind of mixed up, so I apologize in advance. In this video, we're going to share some collection buying purchasing I've done on Vintage Magic and Power 9 in ABU. These transactions all occurred between March, April, and May, and this is being filmed in June. All right, so first, sit back, everybody. First, we have this. We have ourselves an unlimited Mox Jet. This was a single card purchase, I believe, if I recall correctly. And absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous card there. Off center, left to right. Definitely have some play. Nice clean surface. Few little dings and dents there. Back of the card, we can definitely see a lot of surface scratches across there, a lot of light marks. We got a little whitening and everything, so it's definitely a very well-loved, played card. But she is an absolute beautiful piece of history of a nice jewelry from Dan Frazier on the 1993 Unlimited Mox Jet. Now, the reason I'm sharing this particular card right here is I just wanted to share that the reason I bought this, and well, first of all, you guys know my favorite piece of Power 9 is Unlimited, because it's the only white bordered Power 9 ever made. Alpha, Beta, the new Magic 30, I guess I can talk about now, even though it's ridiculous. And Collector's Edition, International Collector Edition are all black bordered variants in the printing of that. But again, I've always been fond of the only version that's been like this. So it's, and I understand Unlimited has, 10,000 rares or something. So let's go into a few basic facts first before we go further into this video, shall we? Number one, Unlimited Power 9, Moxons, Lotus, Power Blue, Time Twister, Time Walk, Recalls, Power 10, Library of Alexandria, Time Vault, whatever you want to consider it. Pricing on all these items remains very, well, shitty. Been flat, there's no growth, and for an inflationary period in modern history where interest rates are high, cash is no longer trash and it pays a lot of interest. Well, Rudy, again, as I've said in some other videos that you may see before or after this, I feel that I am, once again, kind of the cheese that stands alone in 2024, and I feel like I'm one of the only people that still buy like sealed Magic, vintage singles reserve lists for collecting and investing because I love them. I feel like I'm one of the only people left. I feel like this trend in conversation is just such an old buried topic. Like all people care about is Assassin's Creed, Fallout, Lord of the Rings, Marvel is coming, Final Fantasy, Bloomborough, Ixalan, Ravnica Remastered, Modern Horizons 3. And again, I don't want to say it in a derogatory term, in a Rudy tone, because all those products are good products. You may not like to hear that. I may not agree that they're good products, but the market and the data shows us that they are good products. I am not really a big fan. I know, I'm a huge fan of Fallout. I'm not really a big fan of Assassin's Creed. The video games were okay. I was never really into it. I was never a huge fan of Doctor Who. I thought it was okay. I was never really a big Ixalan fan, but the market pretty much just says, Rudy, you're an idiot, and Ixalan is amazing, and it's to the roof and to the moon. And this is, that is really what younger generation and Magic is all about. And for WotC and Hasbro, it continues to work. All right, let's go to the next thing, shall we? All right, so over here, we're coming up next, collection number 2. Oops, sorry, hold on. Cut. Try again. All right. Collection number 2. Jesus Christ. Collection number 2. Forget it. You get the idea. Collection number 2. We have another small... See, I usually don't do videos when it's like a small under 10 card collection, but I've accumulated so many of these things. I've just been wanting to share with you all these random transactions that I'm engaging with you all, patrons, public people who just... Again, if you have old vintage cards, AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. Send over your PP. Pictures and prices. No giggities. Okay? Send it over and be like, hey, Rudy, I got Unlimited Jet. Dog only bid it one time. Give me $2,000. You know what? I'll give you $19.99. Boom. I'll give you a shipping label. Send it over. We're good to go. These transactions are still happening every couple days. So we got here a nice Beckett over here. It is a graded 8 card. It looks pretty accurately graded. Centering is about 9, looks about right. Edges 8.5. Oh yeah, definitely. Yes, you got multiple nicks. Yeah, no, it looks pretty accurately graded. So we got an alpha brain geyser. Again, it's an alpha rare. There's just over 1,000 copies of every alpha rare. Past that, I don't really care if the grade's an 8. I don't care if it's an 8.5. I don't care if it's a 7.5. Pretty much an 8 is a light played card, and because again, you've got play marks and wear, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Who cares? So again, ABU cards, revised dual lands, we are still not seeing any tremendous inflow of capital. We are not seeing any hype, any excitement, any bull markets, and most people have pretty much left and stopped viewing these cards as collectibles and investable items and assets in the new 2024 market cycle. Okay. And honestly, I don't blame most people for feeling that way. Why would you want to buy, I don't know, a Mox Jet for $2,000-$3,000 depending on condition, when you can take $2,000-$3,000, buy a case of Modern Horizons 3 collectors? I don't remember, what do I sell them to? What did I sell mine for? $370 or something? Okay, and what are they now? $450? And what are they going to be in a couple of years? $500, $600? What, Fallout collectors going to be $1,000? I mean, I get it. It makes sense. But at the same time, asset classes are cyclical. And I think it's important for everybody to understand this kind of stuff. Let's go to the next thing here, okay? All right, so collection number 3. 4 cards. Hang on. 4 cards. We got 3 Moxes and a Time Twister, okay? So this is a small collection deal. Again, we got the infamous stupid Dan Frazier. I scribbled with my eyes closed. I used my toe, and I didn't even pay attention while I stared at the girl in the background. So we've got the 3 Mox. Again, not going to lie, these are not super gradable. They're which one's that? Oh, the Sapphire, the best one, of course. Again, beautiful cards. That is legitimate play wear from no sleeve back in the day. I can even see some light creasing, and you can, oh wow, even on that one, you can see some light creasing down the middle. Very played to damage cards, but beautiful pieces of history. I mean, again, even though the Sapphire is terrible, look at that thing. Look at the beauty of that. Man, nothing, look at that. I mean, yeah, it's all centered, it's crease and damage and everything, but that is a piece of Magic history. Oh my God, you can even see the roller lines. You can still see the original roller lines from that bad boy. Super amazing piece of history there, everybody. And again, the world famous blue on the old Magic cards, absolutely stunning. Obviously heavy off center to the right there. Definitely well loved. It's better condition than the other one. Looks like some cuts through the card. Heavy, but it's beautiful cards. Beautiful cards. So again, we got 3 more over here to add to the Rudy God book, Vault and everything. I still have a hard time understanding and predicting, and my brain has not been able to grasp the direction of the stuff. But let me go back to what I was saying. These things are very cyclical. Okay, asset classes, just like Wall Street, are very cyclical. Now, let me explain that to you all. So those of you who are not very familiar with finance, let me kind of teach you guys something. And, just the fact you guys watch the videos makes me happy. You don't have to do anything. And hey, if you want to talk to me, you can support me on Patreon, and you can buy some new boxes from me, or you can just send me messages or just say, Rudy, I watch your videos. I ain't buying shit. Hey, it makes me happy. Just send me a smiley face. But I just want to say, remember, like even on Wall Street right now, all everybody cares about is the hot tech stocks. What, the Magnificent Seven, the Googles, the Apples, the Amazons, NVIDIA to a trillion, gazillion, bazillions. That's what's hot, okay? Now, this time next year, and this time, or maybe 5 years from now, oil, a barrel of oil could be $500 and everybody wants energy stocks, okay? The market could shift and rates could swing and suddenly everybody wants small cap stocks. Maybe the US dollar shifts and things happen. Everybody wants international or emerging markets. Maybe all of a sudden inflation does something, or consumer discretionary or consumer staple spending shifts, and all of a sudden everybody wants, the world gets real dangerous and everybody wants safe stuff. So everybody goes back to buying consumer staples and General Mills and Kraft Foods and Kellogg's and, really basic stuff, not exciting, sexy stuff, just Dow 30 components, well, minus the tech. But, the market's going to swing. The money's going to jump around and flow. And there's no way for us to know when that's going to happen and what item is going to be the hottest. So it is important for all of us to continue to be diversified. And like I've said, the golden thing I've said for years in this channel, you should have exposure to the S&P 500, the SPYs, the SPYs, okay? You should have some sort of roof over your head. We weren't born in this lifetime with little roofs on our head. So again, I recommend having some sort of house or primary residence that you can build equity and pay off and you can call your own. You have to have a piece of real estate. Well, maybe depending where you are in the world, maybe in some places or Manhattan or California, maybe it's a little different, but I'm in Florida, so whatever. It's one of these things where if you have that long-term exposure to the S&P, you have that long-term exposure to Bitcoin, you have that long-term exposure to some real estate. Maybe you get a second little house and you try your hand at rental property and you go, this is cool. Well, the repairs, I didn't make any money, but long-term it works out. Then maybe you start doing collectibles. Maybe you like graded comic books. Maybe all of a sudden you want to do sealed product and collectibles. Maybe you're into the video game stuff. It's graded video games, which I'm not really a big fan, but I do love the old video games. It's okay to diversify and spread some money into things that make you happy, even if you accept and acknowledge that the rates of return are lower than the S&P 500. If it makes you happy, that does have value, okay? So when I see the cards in this video that you guys are looking at, when I see this stuff, I know, like when I bought these and did these 3 transactions with 3 people in the last 90 days, I knew going into that and deploying capital to buy and pay these 3 individuals. Okay, none of these are $100 cards. None of these are a couple $100. These are very expensive. They cost me still thousands of dollars. And I knew doing this, the odds are pretty much guaranteed, I'll use the G word, that I am really not going to make money on these cards anytime soon, even if I wanted to flip or sell. I may be able to flip these on eBay or auction. Maybe I make 10%. You pay someone 70 cents on the dollar. I sell on eBay. I net 80 cents on the dollar. Maybe you make a little bit of money. But in reality, I don't expect much growth from these items because I still believe we are in for a major purgatory asset shifting time. 2024 market is about new releases, Pokemon, Scarlet Violet, Magic with all these new sets, Flesh and Blood with the world of this crazy Mist Veil that's incredibly successful, Sorcery with Arthurian Legends, these new Weiss sets with these premium little ruby boxes, HoloLive, there is a lot of things going on, okay? Not even to mention the Lorcanas, the Star Wars, the One Piece. There's a lot of hype and excitement in all these new categories. And yes, I keep some of those. I sell some to you all. I run some patron sales. Sometimes my prices are amazing. Sometimes they're barely, $5 off TCG Player. They're not that great. It just depends on the item. It's different every time. But if you decide to buy things like this, you need to accept that you're buying them because you truly believe in them. And I can tell you, right now, besides me, I don't think anybody else believes in this stuff anymore. I've never felt that the market has been so negative for so long. It's a crazy thing. All right, you guys ready for transaction number 4? You guys ready? 1 card. So we finished this transaction from a very nice lady. And I didn't think this was going to go through. This was actually many months ago and finally showed up and paid. And, nothing crazy. It's just a beta soul ring. Again, not in minty condition, off-centered majorly. And, of course, definitely some nicks and playware at the top. But still, a beautiful piece of Magic history. And, again, Soul Ring is a card that's been printed a million times. You can buy this card for probably $1 or $2 on a new set. There's a million printings of it. But there will never be a substitute for the ABU versions of Soul Ring. And I continue to buy them even though I feel like nobody believes in this shit anymore. Like I told you all, I foresee in 5-10 years from now only 2 possible outcomes. The market doesn't give 2 flying flips about stuff like this, or B, people are going to go back on these videos, which is being filmed in the middle of 2024, and people are going to say, oh my God, look, can you imagine we're buying at this time? One of those are the only 2 possible outcomes. Either they're all just, I'm buying things nobody's going to want in the future, or eventually that cyclical market shifts again. And all of a sudden, tech stocks and new Magic and new Pokemon isn't the flavor of the month. And maybe it shifts. Maybe something crazy happens. Maybe old Magic goes through a huge bull run and everything. Because before we end this video here, I just want to say one last thing. I believe very strongly, I just don't know when it's going to happen, that these cards remain museum pieces and severely undervalued. And now when I say that stuff, It's pretty much a meme that people laugh at me because people are like, Rudy, stop it. Nobody cares. No, don't give me that. So I am still like the only person that feels that way. And I stand by that. Remember, folks, a case of Modern Horizons 3 collector boxes on TCG Player right now is like $4.25 a box plus tax. So $4.50, let's say $4.60 for a collector's box of MH3 times 6 boxes. I mean, you're talking what? Just under $3,000, actually over $3,000 with tax. $3,000 for a case of 6 Modern Horizons 3 collector boxes. Like, that's how expensive things are. And inflation and the cost of stuff. Yet, stuff that's 30 years old is not. There are heavy played white pieces of power, white bordered on eBay for between $2,000 and $3,000, less than the price of one case of 6 new boxes. And these things are historical. And I don't make many videos about this stuff anymore because I feel like just nobody cares. I feel like it's just, there is no excitement. There's nothing left. And I feel like most people just don't even want to watch this stuff. You know? Actually, you know what? Off camera here, I got to show you something. Hold on. I got to walk around here. Hold on. There's something off camera I inventoried and I haven't shared. I was getting ready to move these to the Rudy Vault and I didn't move it today. I want to show you something. I was auditing and adding these to the Rudy Vault, okay? This is not a transaction. This is just something I had on the table off camera up here. This is a stack of all unlimited dual lands, okay, that I've been accumulating in the last 2 years, okay? Look at all these things, unlimited duals from the last few years throughout the crash. You can see all the different conditions, some in sleeves, some not, all kinds of stuff, okay? Just unlimited duals. And some of these are in great condition. Look at that volcanic island. Look at that volcano. And some are in rough condition. Look at these things. And, stuff like this. Like, if this was 2019 or 2021, like me showing, like a gorgeous card. Look at that. I know it's all centered and terrible. It's still beautiful. Is that even... I guess it's still a little played. Yeah, it's not... Oh, the back's not as good. Oh, the back's not as good as the front. Okay, let's just look at the front. Let's just pretend the front's a perfect 10. I was like, don't look at anything else. It's, that is a amazing piece of history. And I still, young Rudy's happy. And I just wanted to share with you all. Thanks for listening to my rambles and rants today. Not really any purpose to this video. Tell me what you all think below. But I still think we're in for a prolonged period of nothing. So, thanks for watching.